What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, for the first time, we are starting to see DEC supply actually go down. We're now 5 million DEC below the 5.7 billion that we've been hovering around. And I don't know, maybe we're going to start burning more cards or whatever the case is, but we've also seen about 150,000 SPS get burned recently, which is fantastic too. But that's outside the scope of this video. What I really wanted to focus on was why getting DEC back to PEG is so important. Now, obviously, from the team's perspective, this is considered revenue in terms of what they're paid in DEC from any kind of pack purchases or promo card purchases, whatever the case is. So at this point in time, obviously, there's not even many pack purchases happening. But if the team is receiving DEC and they have to sell it back on the marketplace, which, again, if they have to cover expenses, then that's what they have to do. I mean, they're getting more than 25% less of the value at this point. They're getting like only 73% of the value overall for their DEC if they have to sell. Not only that, they're adding to the sell pressure, which pushes things even lower. Now, of course, on the flip side, we look at this and, the idea of a product-backed stablecoin is that if the products are desirable, then over time, this will be held in check and kept stable by the products. But for the team, it's incredibly difficult. Now, we talked about that before. That's just for the team. What I mainly want to focus on is for the economy, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, SPS is given out as a reward token for everything in this game. Pretty much every asset, land, cards, land usage, any type of rewards from using cards in battle, right? So ranked, brawls, guilds, and tournaments, as well as node licenses, right? And so I don't know where that stuff is going to go in the future in terms of node licenses. So I want to kind of just leave that there, because people who want to take profit in a game will always be selling, right? And so we're always going to face that sell pressure. But there is a sell pressure that's not really being accounted for at this point in time, which is really suffering due to the fact that we're not at PEG. And that is for folks that want to buy things in-game or trade on the marketplace or whatever the case is. We get paid out for the game. You're playing it, you get paid out in SPS. What ends up happening is that when DEC is below SPS, everybody needs DEC to go transact on the market, whether it's to buy packs, whether it's to buy cards, whether it's to buy other assets, right? DEC is obviously the currency. And so what would be very beneficial is having DEC at PEG so that the subset of folks that sell SPS right now, because it's just like, why wouldn't you go ahead and take that discount, right? Why would you take a hit selling your SPS? Let's say you have $1 worth of SPS. Why would you burn it only to get 73 cents back, right? So at the end of the day, most people who are burning SPS, well, let's not even go down that road. My point is this: you get DEC back to PEG, and all of a sudden, everybody who needs DEC is burning the SPS. And again, this is all fundamental stuff. It's very basic, but sometimes I think it gets lost in the shuffle, lost in the mix of understanding how the economy works and how the buy and sell pressures all add up. But it does remove a significant amount of sell pressure for daily activities. People that want rentals, people that want to go and participate in the market one way or another. And the truth is, that is never going to go away. This type of sell pressure, or actually I shouldn't even call it sell pressure, but this type of behavior, in my opinion, is so fundamental to the way that Splinterlands, the game, and game economy operate. Because we all like the idea of taking what we earn and then potentially rolling that back into the game. And in a TCG type game that releases new cards through the form of new sets or promo cards or whatever they may come up with in the future, if it's skins and things like that, people want that stuff. And if they're earning in game, they would rather take their earnings most of the time, right? Sometimes people bring in outside fiat, and that's great. But for the most part, I think a lot of folks like to take their earnings, put it back, and roll it back in game. That's exactly what I've been doing, and that's exactly how I've been leveling up my deck over time. Just taking the earnings, rolling it back into cards and assets that I like and want to play with. That's what I'm saying. I don't see that changing. As the game hopefully grows, expands, there's going to be new expansions, there's going to be new assets, new things. So therefore, people will always be looking to sell or get rid of, exchange what they have, or what they receive for what they need in order to transact, aka SPS for DEC. And the moment we can get DEC back up to peg, you switch that exchange from selling SPS, which creates that downward pressure on the price, to just burning it, right? And being neutral on it, not adding sell pressure, not adding buy pressure, but in the long run, reducing the overall supply, of which we have 3 billion total tokens that will ever be minted. So it's in effect, supercharging. No, I shouldn't say supercharging the flywheel. It's in effect just having that long-term kind of impact on the flywheel by reducing the supply, so that when demand comes in mass, it's highly volatile to the upside, or downside. But you get my point, right? So we're sitting here at 73 cents on the DEC peg versus dollar. And I'm not sure when we'll be able to get up there, but it is something that is important. And one of the things that I was thinking through is like this would be the time to have some kind of burn event, both for DEC and for SPS. But I'll save those thoughts for a separate video. I just wanted to get into why it would be important, because right now we're kind of in. I don't want to label it this. It's just It's not a death spiral, right? So I know I said it out loud. It's not a death spiral. What it is, though, is a negative feedback loop, because the lower DEC goes, right, the more the lower SPS goes. And that's not just because they're tied at the hip in terms of the game economy, but it's like if DEC is below peg, then people earn in SPS and will always sell that for more DEC, just to go rent cards, just to go buy cards, just to operate within the ecosystem. And so therefore getting DEC back to peg will hopefully lead us in a better way. I'll do some separate analysis. I think I've said before, I think we probably need 200 million or so in terms of like buy pressure, which comes to $200,000, but that's also not a small amount. But, 200 million DEC, I think we can get rid of that. That'll help eat through a lot of what was printed for the gladiators and, clean out some of the excess supply that we are seeing in the ecosystem. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.